Woo! Just hit Trust and Try, leaving the gym now. Monday night, it's 15 p.m. right now. This clock is wrong. I think it's 8:15. Had a good day today. Produced probably about 5 to 5.5 thousand of the $1,700 job that we're doing. It's full house stain. This job's gonna put us above 80K in production, but we're only at 81.6 in sales. So that's on me. I gotta go out and sell more work. But the boys are cruising. We're producing like crazy. Having a good time doing it. And we're 20K away from the ultimate goal, which is awesome. But the more I go through mini ruts, the more through I get closer to my progress, making progress towards my goals, the more I realize how much of success, or whatever you want to call it, or progress, is really just how good your systems are. Because you have a system for everything, you have a habit for everything. And I think that this goes, unnoticed, because whenever I get off of my habits, whenever I get off my game and I get into those mini ruts or those longer ruts, it's all because I got away from what got me there. And what got me there was some sort of habit or some sort of system. So when I go through these ruts, it's a series of bad habits or bad systems that I have in place that are on a day-to-day basis just slowly making me lose momentum. But when I'm gaining momentum, like a day like today, I gained a ton of momentum where it's like, okay, I get to the site, we set them up, I go get 4 hours of marketing in, I check back on the site to make sure they're killing it, they're crushing the budget. I go home, I grab my first meal at like 4 p.m., which is a little later than I'd like, but we started a little bit later, so I ate a little bit later. First meal at 4 p.m., high protein. We had some ground beef, we had some berries, and then we had our pre-workout rice cake with peanut butter and banana. Hit the gym, hit a hard-ass workout, lifting primarily alone, and then, I'm here 8:15 making a YouTube video. Like, this is a day where I build momentum, but it's because of a system that I had in place that I wrote. Where is it? Do I have it with me? That I wrote in this notebook. Because of a system that I put in here. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and this, and I know at the end of the day, as long as I do these things, then I'm going to gain momentum, and it's a good day. Now I just do the same thing tomorrow. Whereas if I didn't have this and I was kind of flowing through tomorrow, and I didn't know exactly what to do in order to gain that momentum and get closer to my goals, then I maybe I have a good day, maybe I don't. But as long as I have that and I stick to it, and I get the 3 main things that I need to get done, that is my system. You know what I mean? So the main point of having a system is so that when you get in a situation where you can either do something that serves you or something that doesn't serve you, your brain goes to the habit that serves you because you've built that, and it becomes your system. So I'll give you guys an example. Say you're fasting. Okay, say you fast in the morning, you fast until you get out of work. Say you get out of work at 4 p.m. and you fast until then. You're going to be very hungry when you get out of work. And if you're aimlessly just going home knowing you're fasted, you're going to eat whatever's there. So if in your environment you have food that isn't going to serve the body that you want, say you have crumble cookies right there. I've had this happen where I've been fasting and I get home and I'm starving, and the first thing I see is crumble cookies and I eat it. I'm not perfect. I have the discipline problems as well with things like that, where it's like if I'm starving, my body's craving food, sometimes I just eat what's there. So if you get home and you see those crumble cookies, that's the first thing you see, and you eat it, it's like, okay, what the fuck was the point of the fast? You know what I mean? So you want to prime your environment. So okay, I'm going to fast until 4 p.m., but the night before that, I'm going to put in ground beef and rice in here. I'm going to put in, water with salt and lemon, and this is what I'm going to eat when I get home. That's your system. And you prepare for your systems. You prepare for the habits. So, okay, it's 8 p.m. or it's 9 p.m. I'm about to go to bed. I'm going to prepare this ground beef and rice. I'm going to put it in the fridge with a bottle of water with salt and lemon in it, so that when I get home from work tomorrow at 4 p.m., this is what I'm going to eat. This is going to be my first meal. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm also going to have ground beef and rice and, a protein shake in the fridge as well, so that after the gym, I come home to this, rather than aimlessly coming home and eating whatever's there with, ice cream or fucking Doritos, whatever's in there. I'm going to have these 2 meals, and these are the 2 meals that I'm going to eat tomorrow. You do that for one day. You do it for another day. You do it for another day. It becomes your system, and that's you get to the body that you want. That's been the biggest indicator of my success, is I learned about systems. Atomic Habits, read the book Atomic Habits or listen to the audiobook. Because sometimes when I get off my habits, when I get off my systems, I have to go back to that book because that book is fucking awesome. It's really, really good. And I was listening to it in the car today because, again, I have these little ruts where I get out of my habits. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to get back to these? Or what do I need to do to change my environment? Sometimes you just need, most of the time, you just need to be reminded more than you actually need to learn. And that's what I've seen. So I look at a night like, let me think for a second. Was it Friday night? No, Saturday night. So I look at Saturday night, right? Saturday I have payroll. And I don't usually, like, payroll is once every other week. So it's not like I haven't necessarily built a system for that, even though I should have by now. So I go to payroll in the morning. I treat it like an off day, like a free day. I go to payroll in the morning. I brought 2 Ensures. I drank those while I was there. And I get home, like, okay, I'm just going to do whatever. And whenever I don't have something structured, I always fall back into my vices. And I'm sure you guys are probably the same way. It's like, okay, so now it's 6 p.m. I have nothing that I need to do. I'm just going to fucking get an ice cream and sit on my couch and watch, a movie. And that's what I did. And that bled into Sunday. Sunday, I woke up late. And I did the same thing on Sunday. And since I have my habit for Monday, or I have my system for Monday, I got back into it. But those 2 days, I lost momentum. So everything in life is about systems or about habits. And once I realized that it's actually not that hard to get to where I want to be. It's not. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go through my routine. I'm going to go to the site. I'm going to set them up. I'm going to do my marketing. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to check on the site again. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to call my leads. I'm going to make sure I have my good first meal. I'm going to go to the gym. Make sure I have my good second meal. I'm going to record a YouTube video, record some content. I'm going to have my night routine. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to go to bed. And if I just do that every single day for a month, think about how, like, that's how you stack the wins. That's how you become the person you want to be. You can't just, like, boom, and become that person. It's about the systems and the habits that are going to stick with you long term. And that's really the tweak that I made in the past couple of years that's really driven my progress. And it's funny because I was on my, like, 50K incentive trip with my boys, right? With my painters. And we were sitting there. It was Wednesday night. It was probably like 11 p.m. And one of them asked me, they're like, what's the number one thing that you think has gotten you to where you are now? Because these kids, they want to run businesses as well. That, they want to do all these different things. And again, I'm by no means am I anywhere I want to be, or do I even think of myself as like a prestigious person. But like this, he asked me the question, so I answered it. I was like, honestly, this right here, this is the one thing that, like, not like the book is everything, but what the book symbolizes for life. It's like this book manages my time. So whenever my time gets taken away from me, I see it. Whenever I'm on time, I see it. So I can see what I need to do in order to make my days the type of day that I want it to be. So I showed them. I was like, this is what I do. Here's, like, you can see everything I have in here. You can see it all. And this book is just at a bigger scale, or I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. This book is literally just a book of my systems and my habits that I've formed and I've shaped. I have 4 of these that I've used over the past 2 years. So I just thought it was funny that he asked that. So now he's gonna get a book and he's gonna do the same thing. Even if he's painting 8 to 5, he now knows he's gonna know what he's gonna do from 6 to 8 a.m. when he wakes up, and then from 5 p.m. until when he goes to bed at 10, 11. That he knows, and he's gonna learn how to do that habit. And this habit is fucking elite. It's elite in whatever you're doing. So again, when I was 16, I would just kind of go like this through life. Like, naturally athletic, kind of, got everything I wanted from my parents. Parents had money, grandparents had money. I kind of just get whatever I wanted. I played Madden a lot. I made some money off Madden, but like, I would get up at, I'd go to sleep at 3, get up at 10, play Madden for 8 hours, wouldn't go to the gym. If I had basketball, I'd go to basketball. If I had football, I'd go to football, whatever. And then, you fast forward to a year and a half, 2 years later, once I really started getting into personal development, I read these books, I listened to these people. All of the people that are into personal development, they say the same thing. And the same thing is like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. And it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. It's like, you can't get to the person that you want to be, number one, if you don't know what that person is. And number two, if you're trying to get there in one day. You need to do it by, okay, I heard this in Atomic Habits earlier. Okay, I want to be the type of person that I want to be jacked. Okay, what does a jacked person do? They're consistent, they're disciplined. Okay, how do I get consistent? How do I get disciplined? I set up systems, I set up habits that allow me to get to that point. So it's like you reverse engineer it to get to the person that you want to be. I want to be a rich person. Okay, what does a rich person do? What does a wealthy person do? Again, they're consistent with their work. They have good financial habits, whatever financial habits may be. You can study those, and that's what I'm doing right now. Again, and I'm still learning that. I'm like, what is it? If I want to be a wealthy, rich person, then what do I need? What are the habits that I need to get there? And what are the systems I need to build to get there? And I'm trying to do that through this business, but at a bigger scale, like someone that makes millions of dollars, what do I need to do? What does that person do that I don't? Or what habits do they have that I don't? It's like, it's constantly, because they didn't get that in a day unless they inherited it. If they built it from the ground up, then they just put in the work every single day tirelessly with the right systems, with the right habits. They did all the boring work in order to get there. And that's the same, and I kind of talked about this in the last video about being dangerously consistent. It's the one, trait that's got me to where I am now. But like, whether it's trying to get jacked, trying to get rich, which I don't want to speak on because I'm not rich, but trying to get jacked, I can tell you all it was is doing the work day after day after day after day after day, falling in love with the process. I'm trying to learn how to become rich, how to become, how to personally develop yourself, like how to become disciplined, how to become consistent, how to become, mentally aware, or like mentally conscious or self-aware. Like everything that you want to do, everything that you aspire to be comes down to, are you willing to be disciplined? Are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing to do the boring work with the systems and habits that are going to get you there? That's all it is. And that's what I'm learning, that more and more and more. And when I make these videos, it's because I think of something in the gym. And I was kind of just thinking about this all day, especially because I listen to Atomic Habits. It's like, everything that I'm doing, if it's a rut, it's because I got away from my systems or I fell into bad habits. If I'm making progress, if I'm getting closer to my goals, it's because I am on the habits that got me here, and I'm progressing because I'm doing the boring work every day. I'm doing the work that is, getting me to that point. I have the right habits and the right systems in place. That's all. That's it. And the more I, go through life, the more I get closer to my goals. That's what I'm realizing. So that's the rant for today. Again, 20 more K to go until we hit our 100K goal. 30 more K to go until I hit $250,000 in overall revenue produced, which is, it's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about, but like it's bound to, like it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen because I put the work in. But in order to get back to that point, I need to continue to put the work in. I need to put in work this next month like I put in work all of last year. I haven't been putting in as much work this year on this business, as much as I did last year. So my plan for this next month until, my 21st birthday, which is August 23rd, is to hit that 100K goal, but also just go back to those habits where I was working my ass off last year. If I can combine that with the knowledge I have now, I know we're going to hit 100K easy. And I know, me and my boys are going to go to that Capital Grill trip, and I might make a vlog for that. That'll be pretty sick. So, but with all that being said, these are coming, these are rolling. Hopefully I'm going to try and put this one up tonight. I should have time. And I'll make a video for when I hit 100K. We'll have a couple more coming in the meantime, but if you guys want to see any other topics, you want to see any other videos, or me talk about anything else, drop it in the comments, whether that's a lift video or more stuff like this. Definitely feel free to drop that in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you boys. Peace.